So let's talk about how some narcissists will condition you to not speak or voice your opinion. And of course, if you're near, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. So over time, narcissistic people will condition you to just keep your mouth shut to avoid arguments and things like that. And how they do this is sometimes it can be super subtle, but sometimes it can be over the top, narcissistic, toxic rage. Because once you've experienced one or two rage incidents, or once you experience them shutting down completely and ignoring you or pretending you don't exist, you just start to get into your mind just like, well, I don't want to start an argument because if I start an argument, I'm going to get yelled and screamed at. Or if I start an argument, they're just going to get in the car and leave, or they're going to stonewall me or give me the silent treatment and pretend I don't exist when we live in the same household. So if that has happened to you a couple of times, like you've been yelled and screamed at or they shut down on you, you just start to think like, well, I'm going to just keep my mouth shut. Because if I voice my opinion, I'm going to get shut down one way or another, or I'm going to get ignored. So they will condition you or sometimes beat you into submission to where you just be quiet all the time.
Here are 3 signs you're dealing with somebody emotionally unavailable. And you can misconstrue this as chemistry. It's not. 1, they are always on your mind and you feel like you can't even get through your day without having to talk to them or thinking about them. That's because they're breadcrumbing you and not actually fulfilling your needs. They are starving you from your emotional needs being met. And so they're on your mind all day because you can't even function without thinking about them because you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what the next step is going to be and you don't know what they're thinking. And the reason you talk to all of your friends and family about it is because you don't actually know what they're thinking. And so there's a confusion there. So you keep talking about it to try to make sense of their inconsistency. You get the butterflies or your nervous system starts to flare every time you even see a text from them. That's because they're super inconsistent and you never know when you're going to hear from them. So when you do, you get that dopamine hit and it feeds you just enough to keep you going. Perhaps one of your caregivers was super inconsistent. So thus in your adult relationships, you are reliving that manifestation to hope that you can be chosen and you can be picked by this person. And it rewrites that narrative that you have written as a little kid. But unfortunately, what it actually does is it reaffirms those core beliefs that you're not good enough, you're not worthy because this person isn't picking you. So when they text you, it feels like the highest of highs because you just never know when it's going to come. And 3, you feel so drawn to them. And when you're with them, it's the highest of highs. That's because they're so busy that when they prioritize you or make you part of their life, you feel chosen. And because they're so unclear about what it is that they want, you feel so drawn to them even more because you want to be picked, you want to be chosen, and you want to, again, affirm that core belief. No, I am good enough. Look, somebody like my father or like my mother chose me. But at the end of the day, all this shows is that you have your own emotional unavailability if you continue to allow this without stepping up and setting boundaries.